Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brothers Podcast. I am your host, Lee, and I'm here with Byron and Joe.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
All right, so we just got done watching the Japanese baby ogre Kleenex commercial, the cursed Japanese Kleenex commercial. And,
Japanese Kleenex commercial.
Is that a real baby?
It is a real toddler.
It's a real toddler.
What if it's a tiny little man?
Maybe.
It's really.
Maybe that's why they all.
It's a Chucky problem.
He's got like a little horn on his head. He's all orange. He's like clay colored.
Oh my god, he's an Oompa Loompa.
And there's like a strange woman trying to kiss the baby. And then she's like throwing the Kleenex, like, look at it, it's so clean.
Maybe it's a forest child.
And then
children of the forest, like in Game of Thrones.
A Kleenex.
But honestly, though, the whole point of it is the song. Play the fucking song.
Yeah, why is the song in English?
Play it.
They love English.
Play the song. The song's in English probably because it was just like an English song. They just chose an English song.
The song is creepy as hell. That's all like the worst set of notes. It's like
if you're playing it, I can't hear it.
I know you can't.
Oh man, I wish you had. Like,
actually, I could actually set it to where you could.
You could play the notes on the keyboard and see how off-putting it sounds from that.
I mean, I could.
I was just.
That would be a lot of extra work, and you realize how angry I am right now because nothing wants to work with me right now. So before we started this podcast, I was trying to set up the two mics, and they were working briefly, and then they weren't. I couldn't get them all to work at the same time. So we're using a single microphone. I'm using the double-sided setting or whatever it's called, the double-ended dildo setting.
The double-ended.
The thing about that song is that it's actually really catchy. It's like stuck in my head.
It sounds.
Is that why it's cursed? Like, was it just cursed because it's creepy?
I don't know.
No. Well, here's the thing. Like, so it was like apparently the thing was aired in Japan, right? Like one day.
Yeah. Just for one day.
It was yanked off the air.
So many complaints.
Yanked off the air in 1986.
Oh, so this is old.
Yeah.
Some of the legends revolve around the cast and crew. The cast and crew allegedly suffered mysterious deaths, much like stories surrounding The Exorcist, Poltergeist, and other supposedly cursed movies. In fact, the commercial's tales harken back to the Japanese legends in which vengeful spirits terrorize the living. So
apparently the song name is called "It's a Fine Day," and it's by the artist Jane. So it's an actual song, and there's a license for it too.
So supposedly, when people watched it the first time, it was like fine,
Cherry
right?
Red Records.
And then another time, it got the reason it got kicked off air. This is true story. Is parents actually called in and said that the end of the commercial was all distorted, and they heard like German fucking like talking and stuff, and like it was all messed up and like cursing and slurring, and so the parents wanted it off the air because the kids saw it. But then the legend has it that people say that these people that were involved in the making of it died, and from what I've heard, yeah. I was listening to a podcast about it, oddly enough, and from what I heard,
hell yeah,
yeah.
So wait, is the baby an actual ogre?
The guy, no.
What happened to the baby? Did he grow up to live a normal life with a horn on his head and green hair?
He ended up like the little kid who played young Anakin in the first Star Wars. He just started doing drugs.
He started doing drugs.
Obscure and went to jail. Yeah,
he was trying to actually pod race.
It's
working.
He got he was confused.
So the
He's
song
just like, they picked him up.
from-
Yeah.
He's in his car. There's no engine in it.
The song is called "It's a Fine Day," and it's from a 1983. It's from 1983, and the music video appears to tell a sad story of a war widow raising her son alone. Apparently, so that's why it's such a creepy, weird song.
Yeah.
Unnerving and melancholic is what it is. Literally, like what it says.
1983.
Yeah.
Cherry Red Record.
Yeah, that's what it said in the other video.
Play the song so the people can hear it.
Well, I can't because it's copyrighted. No, but we could tell people, just search "It's a Fine Day" by Jane and you'll find the song.
They can hear it if they want or not,
Yeah.
Or actually, you should search the commercial because seeing the commercial is what's so unsettling.
Well, yeah, I mean, search Japanese baby ogre Kleenex commercial and you'll find this.
Japanese baby ogre.
Yeah. It's actually an ogre. Like,
you just look up cursed Japanese Kleenex commercial, you're gonna find it. Or just Japanese Kleenex commercial, you're gonna find it. Probably just type in Kleenex. Probably type in Kleenex commercial would be the first thing you see.
Well, cursed Kleenex. Because I searched cursed Kleenex commercial and this is the first thing that came up.
So anyway, apparently the lady in it died shortly after it. But that could be unrelated. But the guy who like made it or whatever died too.
Unrelated to the making.
Like the day after, or
he
shortly
died
after.
As soon as they were done filming.
As soon as the cameras turned off.
Died months apart, but yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a fine day. We're gonna die now.
Every time I watch it, it gives me the fucking willies, bro. I
didn't get the willies, but I was definitely like, is that thing gonna move? And then I realized it's an actual baby, and he looks angry. He's got his arms crossed. He's like, fuck this commercial.
The weird thing is, I remember him being blue, and he's just red. And
he's like orange. He looks like Donald Trump.
But his hair is green, and then in the other ones, his hair.
He's got like a little unicorn horn coming out of his head. It's like a classic ogre, like a Japanese ogre. Like, I don't know if you
But apparently, if you watch the commercial after 3 a.m., it gets all distorted and fucked up and does the cursed thing. But of course, I've seen lots of people do it. And it does nothing. I mean, how would YouTube know what time it is? How would the video know what time it is? Like,
well, YouTube knows what time it is.
YouTube knows, but
it knows.
The video doesn't.
But the video doesn't know how to change.
If you guys want to try it, you can go to YouTube and watch the commercial at 3 a.m. and see if you hear some German shit.
All I gotta say is it's all ogre now.
It was all distorted, and you heard like a bunch of cursing, and then like a German guy, like,
Joe, calm down. Listen, it's all ogre now. Joe, it's all ogre now. It's all ogre.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
It's all ogre.
They're just gonna let it.
Just let it happen, man. Just let it happen.
I'm not gonna let it happen.
I refuse. That shit scares me. Ogre babies, no.
No.
So, I mean, seriously though, do we all believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
That was a segue.
That was a hard segue. But seriously, I don't think he killed himself.
It was like one of those you ride in Fortnite segue.
What actually, what I have to say about this is that it's weird that Miss Maxwell hasn't died suddenly and tragically.
Wait, who's Miss Maxwell?
His wife or whatever.
His mistress.
She was helping him find it.
Currently going into like prison and giving up a bunch of people apparently, or a bunch of info at least.
He helped. She helped like find the kids and stuff.
Oh, right, that bitch.
And helped. She was like
like a recruiter for a sex cult.
Yeah.
She was like, it's okay. I'm the mom to all you kids. Don't worry.
You guys want to hang out naked in a room with me and Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh God, so fucked up.
Not with kids.
Right? No, she's not that.
And then
she's not that good.
Gets all caught, dies. Or he did try to kill himself, and instead of stopping him, they just let him because he was supposed to be under guard. And suddenly, there's no video, and nobody was watching him.
And he shouldn't have been able to kill him. He was on suicide watch, and somehow he got suicided.
Okay, you know why he was on suicide watch? It might have been because he said he was going to kill himself. They would do that if he said that. But it was really because if you just got caught doing what he was doing...
Right.
And you're that old already? You're definitely dying in jail, so might as
Or yeah. So the thought definitely probably crossed his mind, in my opinion. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or
time to reset.
Yeah, and
it definitely did. Yeah. I mean, if I was in that situation, that would be my first thought. It's like, well, how do I get the fuck out of here? Oh yeah. Death is the way.
Yeah. Right, but he was super loaded though, and a lot of those people are like, "Well, I'm super powerful. I'll pay a bunch of things and do something." You know what I mean? So
pay the guards to bring in cheesecake or whatever.
Yeah, because a lot of those guys live pretty fucking well in prison, from what I hear. So,
well, I know that they were probably going to put him in his own little room because he couldn't be around other people. They'd definitely kill him.
I'd kill him.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. We're doing the world a favor. He wasn't a good guy. I'm not saying he should have lived or anything, but...
the most plausible scenario, I think, really, like we all know, is they probably had an assassinate. But in order to make it look good, they probably just had one of his prisoner guys do it. They were like, "Hey man, kill that guy. I'll give you an extra ramen noodle tomorrow." He was like,
"Yeah, right, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll kill Jeffrey Epstein for extra noodles,
cocktail fruit."
Yeah, I wanted to kill somebody anyway.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm in here for. I love that shit.
It reminds me of Half Baked with Harlan Williams, where he's like, he's like the fish or whatever they call him, the fish, and everybody's like, that one guy is the one big black guy. He's like, I will be back here tomorrow, and I want the cocktail fruit.
Epstein would have been like, stab.
So, how long did Epstein actually last in jail? Can you look that up?
Less than 24 hours.
I was gonna say it wasn't long.
Insane. So that does actually bode to the fact that he may have killed himself, because I feel like in most cases that's how it is. People don't wait. They're like either gonna do it or they're not.
Well, okay.
Like, as soon as they realize they're locked up for life, they're like either gonna do it or
actually,
not.
I wanna know this actually.
The thing, he could have finagled his way out of it in court, maybe, but he'd have to. There's a lot of people involved. That's why there's a list with a bunch of names. But it's hard for a larger group of people who all know about it to keep it a secret for much longer. Eventually, someone's going to tell on somebody.
Yeah, and that is another idea. There is like maybe one of those really powerful ass people that was also a part of his kid fucking club.
So there's a lot of reasons
to pay a prisoner to have him killed too.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons and ways why Epstein would have been killed. Because
nobody liked him at all. Which is also a good reason to just get rid of him and not be seen bad at all. But saying he killed himself definitely was the most unbelievable thing for most people. So I do, and I feel like they had to think that, right? They had to think like everybody's gonna be like bullshit immediately. Like they had to think that, right? If this is a cover up, theoretically,
oh my god, you guys can't let them die because they're gonna freak out.
The thing is that also gets me is that the coroner must have been in on it because they also were like, yeah, he died by hanging. Which, I mean, here's the thing: clearly he could have been killed that way, but it might not have been a suicide. Somebody could have hung him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he wasn't murdered. You know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe the coroner wasn't in on it, but at the same time, it's like
there'd be two different types of evidence.
Very convenient.
That would be different from each other, and one would be like, was he dragged up or was he dropped down? Like the rope would do different kinds of damage in that.
Well, it wasn't a rope. It was like a bed sheet
or whatever it was. Whatever they use. Like if you fall and drop, there's going to be like damage to the bones maybe, and like, other kind of muscle tearing. But if you're being drug up and hung by someone else rather than being pushed by them, saying someone killed him, then there wouldn't be that kind of damage. So you could determine, which way it went, but it still doesn't help, determine whether someone did it or he did it. You would have to think about how easy it would be for him to do it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, he was supposed to not have
anything to do it with.
No, yeah, he was. Somebody was supposed to be watching him, and he wasn't supposed to be able to have any items that could lead to a suicide. Like,
which really further
because they wanted to question him.
Murdered.
Well, yeah,
so, presumably.
I mean, for sex trafficking and all kinds of things, but
so that list has a lot of powerful people that have a lot of motive to stop him talking. It could be anybody.
Well, yeah. Here's the other thing too: is somebody
could have been the Queen of England.
It's not any person that could have been involved could have literally been involved with his murder if he was murdered.
In my mind, like I just had like a funny thought. Like in my mind, there's like an assassin from like every person that we've mentioned. And they all just like happen to meet up on the way to his cell. Yeah. Like, oh shit, you're here to kill Jeffrey Epstein too? Oh shit, me too.
So how are we gonna do this? Are we all just gonna like gang up together and just wrap him up in a sheet and choke him to death? I think that sounds like a logical idea.
Maybe this is what actually happened. We figured it out, guys.
Everybody's in on it. That's what it is.
Some British guy.
Everybody was in on it. Everybody knew about
in on it. Then nobody takes the blame.
Because I mean, think about it. It's like the perfect fucking recipe. Because the cameras that were supposed to be watching him were they had malfunctioned. He got a sheet in there that he could kill himself with, allegedly kill himself with, and nobody batted an eye. Everybody would just happen to be looking away at the moment that he died. There's like, oh shit, he's dead now. Oh,
yeah, and
it wasn't me.
Camera footage is gone.
No evidence aside from they found his corpse.
It's like that game Among Us.
Yeah. Who done it?
You're so sus.
Everybody is sus.
Tom Hanks is on that list.
Do what?
I found out. I was reading about this.
Tom Hanks was a sex island guy. Yeah.
He was on the Lolita Express list of like people who flew.
Yeah.
Well, the craziest thing is
who do you think Tom Hanks sent to kill him?
Tom Hanks doesn't live in the country anymore. Like as of like last year.
No, he like lives in Switzerland.
Yeah, he left
or Sweden.
Suddenly, not Tom Hanks.
He went wherever he could hang kids. Apparently, he has a wife, doesn't he?
He does, and kids.
Maybe they're both into it. I don't know,
dude. I don't know what.
Actually, he does live in the city of California.
Ooh, have you guys ever heard of the children?
Oh, that's places he's lived.
There's this one crazy cult where like all these celebrities were a part of it, and it was like. It was incest
Phoenix
banging and shit. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was in it.
Yeah, they
Fucking
fled the
He
country.
lives
Rose
in Greece.
McGowan.
He
Rose
lives in Greece
McGowan.
now. Tom Hanks lives in Greece. So yeah, but Joaquin Phoenix was in it or whatever, and they moved out of the country and changed their name. His last name used to be Rivers or some crap.
His brother's name is River.
Or
But
River.
they
they named him River because their last name was Waters, and they thought that was cute.
No, their last name was something else.
It was something
Isn't the call
goofy sounding. No offense.
Yeah,
Joaquin
no.
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix's parents were in a sex slave cult.
Yeah, where they were
And
all
How do you
about
spell
like
his fucking name?
they were banging like their family and shit. Like it was like incest and shit.
AQUION. There's Joaquin. A
Phoenix.
O-A.
Why can't I spell?
UQUEAN.
That's totally wrong.
The children
J.
of
Phoenix,
God.
you know.
Dude, his
I think it's
middle
called
name
the
is
Children of
Raphael.
God.
He's a Ninja Turtle.
Cults called the Children of God.
Okay, the Children of God. So yeah. Who else was in that?
Bottom. His original name is Bottom.
So yeah, so his brother's name was River Bottom.
Yeah, and his name was Joaquin Raphael Bottom. That was his original name. That's technically still his original name. His stage name is Joaquin Phoenix.
It's kind of terrible, actually, that they had to. Apparently, they got out of it, right? But Rose McGowan was in it too, like the
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say.
hot chick from Charmed.
Yeah, she was in it. They actually, I if it was the same cult, I think they even went to the White House and sang on like national TV for the president and shit as a group.
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It's some freaky shit. Yeah.
Children of God began in the United States.
Bro, I have some bad news for you. Rose McGowan does not look attractive anymore.
The Children of God began in the United States in the late 1960s.
Yeah, that's
Harvey Weinstein?
Weinstein, yeah.
There's a picture of her with Harvey Weinstein. She looks pretty good in that picture. But now she looks like a cancer survivor.
Told members that God was love and love was sex. That's what they believed. God was love and love was sex. So there should be no limits, regardless of age or relationship. In actively encouraged sexual activities among minors as young as 2 or 3 years old. Jeez.
Oh yeah,
that is
sick. They were really bad.
That's fucking gross.
Now, that's the thing is, Joaquin Phoenix's parents weren't aware of the activity that this cult. They weren't aware that this was like something that was going on amongst the cult. They weren't even aware that it was a cult until they did. And then they're like, we're getting the fuck out of here. We're changing our name. It's almost like Scientology, man. Like fucking, you know how Tom Cruise's wife
now
or whatever.
He's got a new one.
She's like exiled from acting and everything.
The guy David
Berg, not
the
club anymore.
The guy David Berg is not in jail. He now has a new cult called the Family International. It's a Christian new religious movement founded in Huntington Beach, California, USA, in 1968. Is
it Katie Holmes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie Holmes, she wouldn't join the fucking Scientology cult.
This is what became the Children of God. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I messed up.
We're going to lose our Scientology base.
What happened? What happened to David Berg? Yeah, I don't care. Scientology can fuck itself.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that whole thing with the. I mean, I'm talking about the cult of the Children of God or whatever the fuck you were just talking about. Whatever the cult's name is.
Children of God is what
Tom Cruise's ex-wife, Katie Holmes, she wouldn't join Scientology, and so now she's like exiled from like Hollywood and everything. Like, she hasn't done a movie since like what 2012, I think.
So Berg was
distance herself.
The leader.
It's not everybody in Hollywood is signed.
No, because she tried to speak out against Scientology, and that's when they were like, "Fuck you, bitch." They blacklisted.
The leader of the Children.
Oh, because of discrimination or
No, because she tried to expose Scientology for being what it is, a cult.
Yeah, but not everybody in Hollywood is in Scientology, so I would imagine that
a lot of people are.
I would imagine the reason that she'd get blacklisted that hard is because they thought she wasn't being inclusive enough.
Like, that's something I don't see anymore in mainstream media is anything about Scientology. I mean, yeah, I know it's stupid, but it's like, because like anybody who touches it, it's like you're either in or you're out, and if you're out, you're out. You know what I mean? Katie Holmes has been out of Hollywood since she was out. She has not done a film. She has not made any public appearances. She's just like gone.
We should talk about.
And Tom Cruise divorced her over this shit.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know, but we should talk about Scientology on a bigger scale.
I need to do some research, but
yeah. Do a full episode on that.
I want to know which Hollywood people are that ingrained in it,
right? Because
for some reason I want to know that.
A lot.
Well, Tom Cruise, I'm pretty sure
more than you think.
I'm pretty sure Tom Hanks is a Scientologist.
Chef,
pretty sure
South Park because of Scientology.
Yeah, he's in Scientology.
So what if Scientology and Epstein's Sex Island are linked?
That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing a pattern here because I'm pretty sure Harvey Weinstein's a Scientologist too.
Oh,
pretty sure a lot of the bigger upper motherfuckers.
I mean, I don't know if that's even something people talk about, but that sounds very plausible.
It sounds
people of high power who consider themselves.
People
like
are
the
thinking
shit.
of it as two different things. I think, but I think it's
shitting out the window and pissing out the window are two different things.
I mean, still a fucked up window, though. That window's getting messed up.
By the way, hey, I meant to ask you earlier, but you weren't there. I took a puff of this and I was like, "Oh shit, is this a weed vape?" It's not. Okay.
Oh no! You did
like
one
running out of
weed.
juice or something.
You did one whole weed, Alex.
Well, you could charge it.
Talking about
the actual juice. Yeah. The juice is in there. The juice. Byron's got a Pablo Escobar vape or whatever.
This one's just says Pablo Bar on it. It's Kiwi Dragonberry.
Kiwi Dragonberry. Dragging them berries,
it's one
baby.
Of my fave flaves.
I'm gonna drag my berries across your face.
Oh, bring it. Okay.
So
if they're linked. It's this huge, big pedo child sex club that you're a part of.
What if?
Not.
Oh my god, it goes even deeper than that. What if it goes even deeper than that? Okay.
Illuminati?
No. What if it's also? What if Scientology is actually
the continuation of the children of God?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I was just thinking that myself because
all the Hollywood fuckers are in it.
Okay, Ricky Gervais,
Harvey Weinstein,
or how do you say his name?
Yeah.
Did you see his speech where he was calling people out for shit?
Oh yeah,
that shit.
And they can't
epic.
fucking touch him either because he's just like he's just Ricky Gervais. I don't know. You just can't touch him. He's untouchable.
See, that's what I'm getting.
Why
can't they touch him?
There's some motherfuckers
that want to touch him.
Well, I mean, of course they want to touch him. Yeah, of course.
I mean,
but there's some motherfuckers that are untouchable, and I think it's because they do know too much, and there's just literally nothing they can do. Whereas Katie Holmes, on the other hand, she didn't know enough. She just speculated. And they're like, well, you don't know shit, so fuck you and everything that goes on in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I theorize. I think this shit goes real deep.
Maybe Ricky Gervais, whatever. He's like a deep state agent of some kind, and he has like some kind of kill switch where if he dies or something happens to him, it just gets broadcasted.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that'd be fucking awesome. I'd love to see. I mean, I'd hate to see Ricky Gervais die, but I'd love to see something like that happen, and that shit just fucking gets unveiled so hard. Jeffrey Epstein would be like, "See, I knew everything." And I was going to talk all about it. And then they killed me. Then they murdered me right in my prison cell. Where I should have been safe.
Yeah, you would think.
Because, I mean, I don't know. A guy that crooked, that messed up, do you really think he would want to kill himself?
Well, yeah. Okay, it's kind of like the Holocaust. The Germans, the Nazi party. I mean, the Nazis. They knew what they were doing was bad.
Well, some of them did. Some of them believed it was right.
They believed it was right to do, but they knew that the rest of the world would be like, "Oh my god!" So they hid it.
Well, some of them were like,
if they were proud of it to the point where they were like, everyone's gonna love what we're doing, they would have did it out in the open.
No, here's the thing: you forget that we had Nazis here in America. Hitler came here to America
they're
at fucking here. Madison Square Garden, and he was talking all about like, hey, fuck them Jews and fuck you too if you like Jews and all that other shit.
Know,
and people were going crazy about it.
They're still here.
There are people that didn't give a flying fuck about it. And there are still people that are like that. I mean, like you were just saying, they're still here. They are still here.
Remember, earlier I was talking to you about sundown towns and what they are?
Oh, yeah.
Look them up, people. It's fucked up.
Yeah, we can't talk about it openly about it. But.
Well, you can. It's just... Anyway, there were anti-Semitic versions of that, where there were Nazi-sympathizing white Americans here in America who had towns set up like that. In America.
Yeah.
Where,
Well, it's like...
supposed to be not like that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing, too, is it's like... War. It's like... I don't know where I was going to go with that. But what I do know is that I do think I've stumbled upon a grand fucking thing here. I think people should investigate it further. That's for sure. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can afford that. But if I could, I fucking would.
Dude, could you imagine how crazy it would be to just go out and just dig? Just go to Hollywood and go to Tom Cruise's house and yell at him and be like, hey,
I heard you rape little kids, man.
Right? And he comes out and he's like, fuck you.
Actually, I don't know. I think Tom Cruise, I would like to believe that Tom Cruise is not a fucking rapist, Because
I'd like to believe
like a really chill guy. I think he just got caught up. I think he just got caught up into this shit. Well, I'm just saying. I think he just got caught up in this Hollywood bullshit.
The Polar Express, if you know what I'm saying.
And he's like either he's like either I buy in or I get sold out. So I better buy in and just stick with it because if I don't, I'll get kicked out of Hollywood too. I
mean, maybe that's it. Like he's just like I gotta pretend like I too, so I can be a part of the club. Maybe it still doesn't make him any better.
He's definitely better than a rapist. That's for sure.
Complicit at best, though. Complicit with is still pretty bad. Pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You definitely make a good point there. If you side with the rapists, you're probably just as bad as they are.
Yeah. Oh, right. Especially, like some of those people that are running for a senator position or a governor position or something, and they're all like, well, I don't see why this football player who this poor girl should be punished or something.
He's got a great scholarship and he's doing great in school and he's really a good kid. He just likes to people a little bit. Okay, what's so bad about that?
Yeah, vote for me.
Vote for me if you believe in this football player that people sometimes.
And it's like they might as well be saying that because it's like that's what it sounds like to rational people. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, yeah,
except that he rapes.
Well, you also got those people that are super what's the word? Trump forward? I don't know. They're all about Trump no matter what. There's pro-Trumpers, yeah. So they're like Bible thumpers for Trump. You know what I mean? They don't care if it's wrong or right. They're just like, I love that guy. That guy's awesome. I love his orange skin and his fake hair.
Call me a trumpeter.
I'm a trumpeter.
I'm a trumpet.
I'm a trumpet.
Oh my god. Ugh.
I think they're just sitting back. They're just I think tyranny is awesome.
I know, right?
I'm gonna pop.
That's the thing.
Do
I'm
it.
talking about we want
Tyranny.
smaller government and we love freedom, and then they let him talk and do what he said.
And they're like,
Right.
wait a
I
minute.
mean,
that's
well,
awesome.
if Trump wants to be a dictator, then sure, why not? Freedom.
Let him be their dictator. Yeah.
They're like, hey, man, I don't care if I'm free or not. I just want this guy to win.
Here's the thing,
I want this guy to succeed.
guys. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but all those documents they found at his house, they took pictures of and like splayed them out on the floor and like took pictures of it. And it's all over the news. Nobody can like deny it anymore. It literally says top secret SSI and shit like that on it.
So
Like-
the bigger question is, what were those documents about?
And the other thing is, right next to the documents, you could see a box full of picture frames that they were like stuffed inside of.
Oh, shit. So he was like trying to hide that shit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was trying to hide it.
yeah, he was trying to hide it in different places throughout Mar-a-Lago.
What
were they about?
like
They
hit-
can't. If they could tell you what they were about, Alex, they wouldn't be top secret, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Right, but why splay him out and take pictures of him then?
Okay, well,
Well, you
I
can't
assume
actually
that's.
see.
I assume what they took pictures of is like the casing on the outside that says this is top secret, can't read
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
Okay.
let-
All right.
You
reading it
know,
in a
some
place
senator tried to point that out. Like, oh yeah, so they're just gonna take pictures of it and put it all over
Top
the
secret
news
file.
feed. Like just
yeah, like where you
every
can't see
chance
inside
they
of the
can
file. You,
take to skirt over the
douche.
fact that he took documents.
I just
from
want
the
to
federal
know
government.
because, like, okay, if it's such a big deal, like, here's the thing.
here's the other thing. You know,
I
how he
want to
said-
know, damn it. I just want to fucking know what the shit was
He
about.
said that
Like,
he
why
said
Do
it
you know-
pertains to
Do you know
national
what
security.
QAnon is? Speaking of fucking cults, do you know what
QAnon?
QAnon is?
Sounds
Yeah, it's
familiar,
like this
but-
weird fucking crazy conspiracy theory that where they keep changing it. But I guess the latest thing is they believe that like there's like this thing called the storm that will come, and that Trump will activate the storm, and that will be like where he basically executes and or arrests, Biden and Kamala.
Oh my God. Jesus
And-
Christ. He's out there with a
and
sword.
and reinstates himself as president. Yeah, right. And so the
Emperor
other day,
president.
after all this shit going live about his shit being like him, them going public about, because he's been saying like, who knows what they actually found and shit. Like he's been saying a lot of dumb shit, and now that they're actually going. Like, so they were like, okay, fine, we'll just take pictures of it and put it all over the fucking news. You want to be an asshole? We can be an asshole too. And they did.
Right.
And they did.
What's
and
this,
so,
Mr. Trump? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my toilet paper, I think.
I mean, listen, I don't like to be the person to point this out, but maybe he was onto something with the whole rigged,
I don't
election
think so.
and shit, because he
I don't
has these
think so.
files,
If
and
he-
now it's like national security and shit. What if these files pertain to that?
Because if he had he's the kind of guy that would have been like, look, I knew it.
True, but maybe he was holding on to his fucking
exactly.
wild
I
cards
don't
here.
think
You know what I
so.
mean? Like
No
he could
fucking
have
way.
been.
There's no way
I don't
he
think
held
so.
onto that, bro. They hired like their own investigators, and the investigators found that people illegally voted for Trump and not Biden. And they were hired by them. And they still found that. Because they were real legit investigators.
Okay, well when you point that shit out,
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I
It's
guess
like,
you make a good
it's-
point. But
there was-
still,
it
it begs
wasn't.
the question: what the fuck was it?
I have a theory. I think it's files pertaining to him and Putin's gay love affair.
No,
And
their
well,
affair.
here's
And he really
remember how
doesn't
I
want
told
that to
you-
be on the record.
Remember how I told. Well, actually, a lot of the big thing is people think. I don't know if this is speculation or what, but they actually talk about it on the news that it could be pertaining to spies and locations and informants of ours that are in other countries and shit. So that's real dangerous. Yeah, we don't want other people
because
to
he could
know
be selling that
because-
information. Yeah, he could be
and then
selling that
people
information.
know
Why
just
would
go
he
for
need it?
spies and shit, and they're unprotected. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah,
we
'cause,
don't-
like,
But I
we don't
think
want that.
it does have something to pertain with Putin. I think he was rubbing elbows. I mean, remember the whole collusion thing?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
seems to
'Cause,
have
like-
forgot about that.
Because here's the thing. He
we
obviously
got this whole in part out.
no. We could keep it in. It's fine. but he clearly had connections with Xi Jinping, whatever the fucking dictator of China or whatever.
Some of these documents may pertain to their talks between one another.
Right. But anyway, he had clear
because all
connections.
Those discussions have to be recorded as president.
He had
for
clear
the next president.
Yeah, he had clear connections with Putin and Xi. Okay, and he has these top secret files. I think Byron's on something. He could have information, like Trump could have information on these people that are spies or, you know, agents of something in other countries.
But the news said it first.
Oh, whatever. Either way, whoever said it, I think that people are onto something because, like, think about it. He could potentially sell that information for, you know, safety, you know, after World War III or whatever. He's like, hey, you know, I sold you this information, so maybe now you could keep me as a pet, you know? Like,
yeah, I love pets.
I love to be petted.
Yeah.
Especially in the heavy way. Come on, Putin, pet me, daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
And then Putin would be like, no, you're going to go in the slammer now for being gay.
No, I don't know.
Putin's
kind of dug his own hole right now with his people and everything. I don't think Putin's going to survive this much longer.
I was reading a report today that
I'm wondering
Poland
how much time
is ramping up to build a bunch of tanks because they're right next to Ukraine and shit, and they're going to have more tanks than like the next 5 or 6 countries in Europe or whatever.
That's kind of dope.
Yeah, but they're prepared because I've been thinking the whole time
it's gonna be Poland is going to counter invade.
It's going to be like Hitler. He's going to just keep I'll invade this country and then
I'll invade this.
And I'll invade this one because right now we're pussyfooting around.
No, I really
we did that back in World War II.
I think that may have been his plan originally, but now I think he didn't take fucking Ukraine with the minimal amount of effort he thought it would take, and so now I think he's just kind of pounding his head against a fucking wall named Ukraine, and like he can't quit because that would admit weakness, right? So for him to be like, okay, we're done, then that means like the terrorists weren't real and that, you know, they lose and
he's got to see
their leader's weak. Yeah, so now he has no choice but to continue fighting, and I think that's the only reason he is. If people would have jumped in and helped Ukraine, he would have been like, all right, World War III, and then China and everybody else would have jumped in with him, and that was his plan, I think, originally. But like, since that didn't happen, and even China right now is, I guess, basically calling Russia little bitches, from what I've heard. Like they're just not. They're not. I mean, they're not doing their joint shit near as much or whatever. Like, apparently they just are. You
gotta understand too that China and Russia, they don't collude together. It was Trump that colluded with them. So China and Russia don't have any direct connection. I mean, aside from their
China sells a lot of shit all over the world, and they don't want to risk those profits.
No. Yeah, they're
for Russia's little vendetta.
Yeah. Well, that right. And like I was saying, like
no, but they definitely do. They definitely have talks, bro. If you think they don't, you're crazy.
No, I'm just saying I don't think that they are as connected as when Trump was connected with them. You know what I mean? Like, Russia and China aren't connected together like Russia and China are connected to America.
Let me put it to you this way.
Or Trump,
Let me put it to you this way. Russia lives in Russia, right? Putin lives in Russia. That's his country. He owns that country. In his world, he's the most powerful thing in it. We aren't.
Hey,
Trump isn't.
You want to hear another crazy theory I just thought up? Something just occurred to me.
Yeah, I get you.
What if Trump was supposed to win this election? He was supposed to join the war, quote unquote, against Russia.
Yeah, right? Against Russia.
Against Ukraine.
So we're both in Ukraine.
Dog shit.
We're in Ukraine. We're both in Ukraine. the war ends where Russia owns half and we own half because we're sitting there, and we get to both share the control and profits of that country.
Half and half.
But it didn't happen.
We just full on hostile takeover our country and split it in half.
What if the original plan was that Trump had agreed, to do a hostile takeover and like just take half the country, but what if he really was just like, let's just take Ukraine for ourselves? Ooh, what's Russia going to do? Stop us?
Well, no. I think they would have shared. It would have made it. It would have given the illusion
that we're making some kind of like beneficial connection.
We're defending and Russia's attacking, and we resolved it. And now we both have to stay there and keep each other at bay. While secretly, it's really about collecting the resources and having a presence there, having direct control.
Well, and then also on top of that,
way you can still be friends with Russia, but pretend you're enemies.
There's also the illusion. You're right. Yeah. There's also the illusion where we're friends with Russia.
I think the truth lies somewhere.
Decades.
I think the truth lies the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Like, I think it's possible that while Trump was in office, with all those documents that he had at his house and shit, maybe he was collecting information for the highest bidder. Happened to be Putin. So they became good friends. So maybe it wasn't really much of a plan other than that Putin had more knowledge, and maybe even more knowledge now than we know.
Right.
And could have maybe I was thinking, I was thinking they definitely planned for Trump to win. I believe even Putin. I do believe that. Yeah, that I definitely do believe, and I don't think they planned for that to not work out.
Putin's facing NATO right now, back to strength. Basically, Biden pulled us back into all the shit that Trump pulled us out of. But with NATO being diminished because Trump took away funding, it'd have been even easier for Russia to go in.
Yeah.
It's like
just biding their time.
It's like when you're playing a game.
Sure, it was going to happen.
It's like when your friend's playing a game of Civilization and he's doing really terribly bad, and he's like, "Oh man, I give up. Come on, man, will you do this?" And then he just walks away, and you have to take over. Yeah. That's
yeah. Fuck this game. Damn it. Your problem now.
Your problem now.
It's pretty accurate.
Whoops.
So
but
let's recap here. So Jeffrey Epstein was in Scientology. And it's all connected.
Scientology and Jeffrey Epstein Island is probably all connected in some weird way.
It's actually Scientology Island.
Also, actually, it's all connected in the origins to probably the Children of God cult.
Right. So the Children of God is actually Scientology. Jeffrey Epstein was their king, but he knew too much. He knew too much, so they had to kill him. Now Tom Cruise is the new king, even though he doesn't want to be. He has to be because he knows too much.
So he went to Greece.
No, Tom Hanks went. Tom Hanks went to Greece.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, Tom Hanks went to Greece, and then Donald Trump tried to start a war with Ukraine, but failed because he's a failure. So Russia. No, hold on. Let me continue. So then Russia was like, all right, I guess we're gonna take over, because you can't play Civ 6 very good. So Russia's like, all right, we're taking Ukraine, and Ukraine's like, oh fuck, no you ain't. We're building some fucking tanks, and that is how we are here now.
Actually, but the last bit is more like Russia and
this is how my brain works.
Putin and Trump were planning on working that all out together, but then it didn't work out that way. No, so Trump got left out in the dark alone.
Yeah, because he failed.
I think now, and Putin's other plan didn't quite pan out, where he was gonna, rally the other dictators in the world and be like, we need to crush the free world. That's what I figured. I figured that's what his plan was. Like when he started attacking Ukraine, and then like America and the free world came over and started helping. He was going to be like, "Oh, look, China, look, other evil dictators of the world. This is
North
fucking
Korea.
look at these terrible Westerners blowing my shit up. Come help me blow their shit up." And they would be like, "Yeah, you're right." And then they would
like
have.
on the
they
news. They
kinda-
were showing pictures
they
of
kinda
holes
have-
that were in their. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe.
They'd kind of have like a right to then. Like, you know what I mean? They'd be like, "Oh, we totally have a reason to now because America came over here and waved its Western dick around, and so now we get to go shoot at them." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dick a bit.
What did
I
you
just
say?
He
Say
said
that
he-
louder, Byron.
They're like, we get to nip at the dick a bit. That's what they're excited about, chomping at the bit over America's cock.
chomping at the balls.
Yeah. God damn it! What was I gonna say?
Holy shit. Where'd you get this shit at, bro?
Where did I get? Oh, Strawberry Fields.
Strawberry fields forever. What's it called, Lenny?
Lamange.
Lamange. I'm looking at some Marilawanja. Or Marilamanja. It's some good looking shit. Smells real good too.
Yeah, it's what I'm currently smoking.
What are you smoking, Joe?
King Louis.
King Louis.
Yeah, it's like a King Louis the 14th cart. It's like a
Okay.
D8, D9.
regal.
It's all gold.
Okay.
Like even the thing in the center is golden. Like the mouthpiece is golden. It's all
So
It's
what
cool.
what drove you to get that?
weed.
Oh. I thought maybe you wanted that particular one because you wanted to be classy,
Classy.
A girl
Dude.
at the. I always have the girl there pick them out for me. I'm just like, I want one that's indica, and the other one just surprised me. But
Joe,
I
you
don't
need to
care
be
what
more
kind.
independent, man.
Hey, you're
You
gonna
can't
have
have women running your life like that.
yeah. Jeez, man.
You don't even know that.
First they're picking out your weed, then they're picking out what you eat, and then they pick out what you wear. Next thing you know, you're just a little bitch.
They're picking out your gender.
Yeah, next thing they're gonna pick your gender for you, and then they're gonna make you have babies with them, and you're gonna be the mother.
I'm so confused.
I'm just saying, man.
It's like, what is going on?
Imagine this is like the first time a adult is talking to a child about like what's going to happen
Yeah.
like the future. Like,
I
don't
feel like
mess
I'll
with
have
girls,
this-
son.
this talk
Change
with-
your gender.
They're just
to make you
wide-eyed and
have
shaking.
babies.
They're gonna make you be the woman. They're gonna make you
never get
do the
married,
breastfeeding.
I would never talk to a woman in my life.
Hell no.
Screw this, Dad. I'm gonna be gay. It's like, no, you can't do that either.
You can't do that either.
I don't know
Keep
if I
it
like
titties
the
away
taste
from
of
me.
dick, but I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
All I know is, Joe, is that next time maybe consider picking out your own shit. Just a thought. Don't let women push you around like
Hey,
that.
look at it this way, bro. It doesn't really matter. You still get to smoke.
To pick them out for me. You can't walk behind the counter where they are because this is Parkersburg and people steal shit. So
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're
I
like,
mean,
you can't walk back there. So.
the dispensaries here. There's like a checkpoint at the door, then a checkpoint after the entrance, and then they check you again at the counter, and everything's behind bars and glass and shit.
Oh, and they check your ID twice. Yeah. They check you like 3 times, and then
Sometimes 3, yeah. Sometimes there's
Yeah.
like a door check person.
door.
Then there's like a person at a
What are they
window
checking
or
for?
like
Checking
a
your
desk.
Your card, checking to make sure you have
Yeah,
the
your
card or
ID.
just your ID.
They scan it and
Your
check
ID,
it
yeah.
like 2-3 times.
Oh yeah, because
to make
it's
sure.
recreational there, so you just need an ID. Right?
Yeah. I mean, they have medical too. I had my
They-
card once.
They
They're trying to do
steal-
away
like,
with it and just
how
have
old
it
do
all be
you have?
recreational.
How old do you have to
Yeah.
be though?
I think you had to be
21.
20. No, I think you had to be 25.
To buy weed?
Yeah.
No, it's 21.
I swear, I'm going to look it up.
It might be 25 in another state, but I'm pretty sure it's 21 here. I don't know. I forget anymore. I'm 36.
Yeah,
Right.
Doesn't matter. I'm old enough for everything.
Yep. You can rent a car, die, rent a car, die.
Oh, it is 21. It is
21.
actually, in fact, 21.
Everything is a straight 21 now. They might as well just make legally being adult 21, because when you turn 18, it's kind of like
You're almost old enough.
It's like light. It's like when you have your driver's permit. You're like, oh, you're an adult.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is now you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but you can still join the army and fight in a war and die.
That's right.
And as an 18-year-old, you can't get a loan. You still have to have someone co-sign. You have to be 21 before you can just try to get a loan without a co-signer.
Oh, and you can't rent a car until you're 25.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean, I guess it does.
Your frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until you're 25.
That's why I said I'm old enough to rent a car and die.
Yeah. Well, damn.
We're old enough for everything.
In Colorado,
last thing you're old enough for is.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. No, actually, it is 21 to rent a car. I thought it was 25. I think in some states. I think in some states it is 25, but here in Colorado and most other states, it's 21.
I was looking for that.
Anyways, though, guys, we're coming up on 57 minutes. You think we should wrap it up?
Yes.
Is this the longest one we've done?
No, the longest one we've done, you guys weren't in. I was with Dariel.
Oh, geez. So you give him more love than us.
No, he told his story and he went on about it for a while. So, which I find it hilarious and just ridiculous, but one of the biggest motherfuckers we know, and I'm talking about he's kind of buff. He's a big man, you know. He got kidnapped and drugged. And if he could get kidnapped and drugged, so can... Shit, I punched the microphone. So can I, and so can Byron. We can all get drugged and kidnapped, man. But I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to worry about because nobody wants to kidnap me. Who would want to kidnap me? Right? Joe?
No, the...
Jeffrey Epstein?
his cult.
The Children of God?
Yeah. Yeah.
You ate a bunch of ash stuff.
I know.
You keep eating it.
Jesus.
It's this thing, isn't
Talk
it?
about Scientology.
Oh, Scientology. They want to kidnap me.
Yeah.
It's because I know too much.
Yeah.
They want to induct me into their cult. Yeah.
Either you're with us or you're against us.
You're either with us or you're without us. And if you're without us, you're without everything.
Bye, everybody.
Are you done, Joe?
Wait, I thought that's what we were doing.
I mean, yeah, but me and Byron, we just
because you said something creepy, and then I just said, "Bye, everybody."
Bye, everybody.
Please don't kidnap me too. Yeah, this is the end of the podcast. Thank you guys all for watching. And remember to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Spotify.
Yeah.
And suck my dick.
Tell your friends.
No.
Tell your friends to put the Brothers Podcast in their ear pussies.
Yeah, put the Brothers Podcast inside your ear pussies. Put your brother inside your ear pussy, yeah!
Oh, no.
Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching and listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Good night.
Guten Tag.
Hi there, everybody. Just a real quick message. I know the podcast is over, but we have a Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/thebrospodcast, you can join us for additional content. We do a show called The Aftercast. And you can also join us for, to see the podcast and listen to the podcast early. So go check us out on Patreon. That's patreon.com/thebrospodcast. That's TheBrospodcast. So yeah, go check us out. Thanks. Bye.